written by Danielle. Amanda is a wife and a mom of 4 living in Nashville, Tennessee, but she'll always be a California girl at heart. She hit platinum the month after she hit gold, so you should listen to everything she has to say. So listen, take notes. She also didn't realize she was like a qualifying leg for Danielle when Danielle hit diamond, so there's hope for all of us. Amanda is currently Young Living's finest diamond. Are there other diamonds in here? Do you agree with that? I'm sure you do. And has built her business through a whole lot of Instagramming, storytelling, and accidentally eating food out of her scarf on live videos. I hope they address that. I don't know. That seems really weird. Okay, so Danielle Burkleo. She's a mom of 5 living in upstate New York with her hubs. I guess, okay. I'm reading it, guys. Who she met online. Let's guess what site. Farmers Only. They didn't say it here, I'm just guessing it's probably that. She has a lot to share on this topic today, okay? Did I say that right? Okay. She started her Young Living business in 2016 and is currently a crown diamond for our amazing company. Amanda decided to jump into the biz with Danielle. JK, just kidding. Danielle bossed her into it 100%. But people doing anything Danielle says has worked out well for a lot of people in this room. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, she has like 3 people here. It's cool. She's got style. She's got grace. She's a winner. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's a lady. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage Danielle Burkleo and Amanda Gregory.
Sharing that story with you today, but since Danielle let the cat out of the bag, it's exactly what it sounds like. I was on a live video, I had a scarf on, and I'm just talking, and I'm seeing myself in the video, and I notice a little something. I just looked down and popped it in my mouth before I knew what I was doing. Carry on my merry way. I'm chewing, I'm continuing to talk on this live video, and all of a sudden I go, guys, I don't even know what that was. I just had lunch. I thought maybe it was from that, but it definitely wasn't. So, Paula's Express comes through. Like Danielle said, there's hope for us all. If I can do it, anybody can do it, okay?
It was amazing to watch. You could see her face kind of being like, what is in my mouth right now? So, and basically building our businesses has looked similar to that experience in different ways, over and over again, over the past 2.5 years. We're going to be sharing with you guys today about sharing your story and growing your business on social media, which is something both of us have done almost 100%.
And this is our summer retreat.
This is our summer retreat.
Here somewhere. Where is everybody? There's over here. We deferred last year, and I'm so glad we did because we got to come with a bunch of our team, which is really fun. But yeah, we're going to talk about building online. We're going to start with telling a little bit of our story. Yeah, Danielle is my sponsor and enroller, so this is how we met through the interwebs.
Yep. It's really neat. Like Amanda said, we deferred our trips last year just because of stuff going on with our families and our teams, and so we got to experience being here together. I think my team as a whole had 50 qualifying silvers for this silver retreat. About 42 of them are here. And it was just amazing last night. We got to eat dinner together, and I got to just look around the room, and I'm a big crier, so moved to tears to just see what has happened in this kind of whirlwind, amazing experience that has been this business, and this community, and this team, and this company for me. It's unreal, and when you get to experience that with these people and do this together. There's nothing like this. I love the internet. I love getting connected with so many of you on that day in and day out, but being together in person with your team is such a gift, and I know you guys are getting to experience that this weekend too. I'm going to start to share a little bit of my journey and how I got started with Young Living, and then Amanda will share hers. I started in March of 2016. A couple months prior, I gave birth to my 5th baby and was just looking for support in different ways. And I was the girl that maybe many of you were, who was like, I will never do that, ever in a million years. And my best friend, you guys probably know her, she's a little bit famous, her name's Casey Wiegand, did this business, and I was like, I'm not supporting you on that. That is not something I'm touching with a 10-foot pole. I love you, you crazy. And of course, like as that was happening, I started to see so many changes happening for her family in wellness, in business, in time, in financial freedom, and so many things that I saw her walking into. That sort of, I was walking out of a stage of doing different things. I have a background in blogging and graphic design, and I felt like doors were closing there, and at the same time, I was needing the support and wellness. And so I was like, whatever, just overnighting things. I'm sorry for everything that I said, and I'll give it a try. And so that kind of all came together in the beginning of 2016, and I said, yes, I'm gonna do this thing, but I don't wanna just do this thing, I wanna like do this thing. It was tunnel vision, really. 11 months later, we became a diamond team, and I was like, what just happened? My husband and I went on the Young Wing cruise that year, and we really just sat there like looking at each other, like it was a complete life change for our family, and watching my husband come out of being overworked and underpaid for a really, really, really long time to like this big exhale, to be able to be together as a family, and just everything that this business, what I thought it would be, I could have never imagined that it was everything that I needed and more. And all those kind of negative connotations I had in my head were proved the exact opposite. If I could have really dreamed up what my dream job would have been, it would have been this. I just had no idea. Amanda and I knew each other. We actually met through Instagram. In what year was that?
2014, I think.
Okay. And so we met via Instagram in 2014, and then probably like 9 months to a year later in person in Dallas at a conference, and our friendship kind of blossomed and grew since then, largely through connecting online and following each other's stories online. She was in California at the time, I was in New York, and so how we kept in touch was just like how so many of you keep in touch with your friends who aren't local to you. And she got to see me doing this, and I'll let her pick up from there.
Yeah, so I basically just created a repeat situation of what Danielle had done to Casey, I then did to her. And we were friends, we were chatting, we kind of like giggled and mocked, and then she jumped in, and I was like, wait, what? I thought we decided, like, that's crazy. But she was doing it, and she called me, and was like, girl, you're doing this too, right? And I was like, no, we already talked about this. Friends forever, MLMs never, okay? I totally went back on what we said. But I really did. I was like, we are friends, I love you, but like, go with God, and catch on the flip side. But she did not give up on me, first of all, and continued to pursue me, continued to have the conversation, and I continued to say, no thanks. I'm very stubborn, and that 6 months, I guess, probably-ish, was proof. During this time, though, Danielle, with her tunnel vision, is halfway to becoming a diamond, and I'm watching this happen. I'm watching watching this happen over social media. I'm watching her team grow. I'm watching her go on these trips. I'm watching her share about these products. She was sending me stuff in the mail, okay? Send presents, guys. The tranquil will speak for itself. The valor will speak for itself. I was also postpartum, so she was sharing that experience with me. Hey, this really helped me after baby number 5. Maybe it can help you. And but I stood my ground for a while. But the thing that Danielle knew was Danielle knew my pain. She knew that I was living a very similar experience to her. My husband was working endlessly. He was gone before the kids woke up and came home after they went to bed, and it was just this endless cycle of barely getting by. And she kept holding that out in front of my face. And that's what friends do sometimes, right? Is that she was saying, look at this, I was there and this is turning things around. Please come do this with me. I want us to go on trips together, which we're not doing so bad on that right now. She sent me a text last week. She's like, Salt Lake City, Chicago, Salt Lake City again, New York City, maybe Alaska, Spain. Hello! We're not doing too bad on that. But she never gave up on me. So first of all, I know that there's probably someone in here, if not many of us, who said no to our friends over and over again before we jumped in, and now you're all here at Silver Retreat. What? But maybe you're Danielle in this story, and right now you have a very dear friend that keeps telling you no, and it's killing you for all kinds of reasons. You see the vision for them, they don't see it for themselves. No does not always mean no forever. Sometimes it's not right now. But what Danielle did, and the reason I ended up jumping in, is that she kept going. She kept going. She kept building her business. She kept enrolling. She kept calling other people. She enrolled other builders when I said no. And I saw that happening. So if you're in that situation, just keep going. Don't let the one friend, that just isn't coming with you right now, stall you out. You continuing to live your journey and walk this road may be the thing that gets them to jump on board later. So, I ended up jumping in August of 2016. And we just became a diamond team in March of this year. So it was just following her footsteps. I do anything she tells me to do, which P.S. is why I'm on this stage right now. Lord help me. Anyway, I'll forgive you later. But so that was kind of how we connected. It was way outside of oils for a really long time. Now it gets to include that, which we just love. And we want to share a little bit more just about how to share online and make those kind of connections and those kind of friendships.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have those are our, there we go. Okay, so this quote is from Rachel Hollis. You guys are probably a fan of hers. If you haven't read her book, Girl Wash Your Face, it's amazing. Decide that you care more about creating your magic and pushing it out into the world than you do about how it will be received.
Right? Should we read it one more time? I think you should read it again.
Decide that you care more about creating your magic and pushing it out into the world than you do about how it will be received.
Okay. This is so big, you guys. And the thing that really stands out and that I really want to lean into today is highlighting your magic. Your magic. We are all in this room with some crazy, amazing, hardworking people. And that's how we got here. It's fantastic. But it's also easy to look that way and look at them and what did they do and look at what they have and I'm going to try and do it like that, or I'm going to try and be like that. What's your magic? That's what's going to grow your business. You have a story and your story matters so much. And when we stop getting distracted by what they're doing and trying to recreate what somebody else has already created and just start honing in on what we already have and creating from that place of just who we genuinely are, that is when things get crazy. And that's not just for our businesses, that's just for life, right? That who I've become in growing this business and the personal growth that has happened is it's far above anything else that I've gotten, you know, is just working through some of those things. But figuring out who we each are and what we have to bring to the table, I think is the #1 focus we can have in getting our business continuing to snowball, continuing to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot to say about growing and sharing online too, and I want to just give you guys the freedom to kind of release the numbers game of followers and comments and likes. That is not what's going to grow your business online. If you are feeling worth in that, I hope that you can breathe a big sigh of relief and know that your worth is not in a number ever. Your worth is in so much more than that. And I think when you find freedom in that, that's the first step to growing and sharing authentically online and not looking for approval from friends or family or followers in that social media realm. I mean, some of it's fake, let's be honest. And second of all, like, that is not what's going to help you succeed in this business. And being vulnerable and being authentic and putting your blinders on is something that we talk about all the time. Like, we can't get so distracted and caught up in the online numbers game that we've lost focus in building our business. So if you find yourself in that place of questioning if you're getting, you know, enough engagement, and you know, this is all, we're working to build more engagement, and that's what we're talking about today, and we're growing and sharing online, and we want that to be successful for everyone. But I think there's a very fine line that we have to be at personally to understand that our worth isn't there. And this is a business, right? You guys have all achieved the rank of silver or more, which is a huge and amazing accomplishment. You have so much to share in that. And so focusing on your next goal, if you're working towards gold, if you're working towards platinum now, whatever that is, making wise business decisions as you grow and share online is what you need to do. And so we always say, put your blinders on. If you feel distracted, if you feel that comparison game creeping up in you, put your blinders on. Work on what you gotta work on. On my feed, I follow myself. I don't follow a ton of other people. I know what I need to do, and I'm set out to do it. So if, you know, that may be a really healthy space for you, or it may be something that you're like, I gotta remove that and work more confidently in how I'm growing and sharing online.
Yeah, I think something to remember, even with you're seeing people who are building online, I believe the people that are doing that really well are actually spending a very small amount of time on the internet. They are creating content, not consuming content. So what you're putting out there, how are you spending your time on the internet? Are you just scrolling Instagram and scrolling Facebook? You're just taking that all in and nothing's really happening. Versus creating content. Are you taking pictures, posting them, creating captions, making it inviting and exciting? Mindlessly scrolling Facebook is not an income-producing activity. That's not going to do anything for our businesses. We need to be creating that content. And this leads into your next quote about what we're giving. Yes.
I don't know where this quote came from. My aunt was over at my house the other night with my kids, and she said it on the couch, and she was referencing Winnie the Pooh. I don't know. But it says, your greatness is not in what you have, but in what you give. And it's so true. You don't have to have a certain house, or a certain style, or a certain look, or share in some way that feels like I have to look like and share like this person, or whatever it is. You are you, and that is your magic, like Amanda said. When I loved what Jared was sharing with us earlier about confidence, when we can get in that place of confidence and share there, that's where the magic happens. And you don't have to wait until your life looks different, or until your kitchen's remodeled, or until you got your haircut and it's all fresh, to start sharing your story online. You can start right now, and in fact, when you start right now and it's imperfect, is what's gonna welcome more people in. My business has been built from people enrolling with me online and connecting with me as an adopted mom, or connecting with me in my faith, or connecting with me in anything I'm passionate about, or something I shared, and that always came first. It always came first. They said, hey, I remember when you wrote about that, or I've been following your blog since you shared about that, or whatever it was. There was something that always came first that they read, and there was a trust that was developed, that they knew I wasn't going to put my name on or share about something that I didn't wholeheartedly believe in. And that was earned. Casey and I always say we worked 7 to 8 years unpaid to kickstart our Young Living businesses a little bit quicker, because as we were blogging and sharing our journey, yeah, we did some collaborations here and there, but it was mostly just us putting in work and sharing our story and authentically connecting with people before anything ever happened with Young Living. I can look back now and see pretty clearly, even looking at my team and where everyone came from, those connections back then, but I had no idea then. It's the work that we did in our past that's going to kind of skyrocket us into that next goal in our business.
Yeah, and I think is something else that has been super important for me in the learning process, just in growing my business, is that I am not supposed to enroll everyone. And I think I was, in the beginning, really tripped up by the no's, or really tripped up by the people that I thought, no, you are my people. I want you to be on my team. And then I would see them sign up with someone else, or they just weren't interested, and it wasn't, you know, they wouldn't jump. That's not about us. I need to keep leaning into what I'm doing, who I am, what I'm creating, and the people are gonna come. And you guys, it doesn't mean that my team is a bunch of people that look like me. In fact, Danielle and I joke that, like, we're a little bit different in our styles, in our, you know, the way that we share, and our stories even, but I was still drawn to her, and then also she bossed me, which was fine. But that it doesn't mean that it's, oh, everyone it's going to be exactly like me. When we talk about your vibe attracts your tribe, that doesn't mean everyone's going to have the same vibe. It's going to be really diverse, and that's what makes it beautiful. But in the beginning, when I started my business, I was kind of tripped up over, okay, do I have to make it look like Danielle's? This is what her graphics look like. This is what her photos look like, and her style was all over it. But that it wasn't mine. And finding the freedom to step away and say, she did that and she's crushing it, and I'm gonna come over here and lean into who I am, what I have to offer, and then I'm gonna crush it. So just release that. Feel free to do that for your guys' business. I think it's so important. And this brings us to dream calls and vision casting. Guys, okay, we're gonna talk about both these things separately. I think we're actually gonna start with vision casting.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say too about just growing differently. It's so cool to see, because we're kind of like entering a new stage in our business, where we've been going at it now a couple of years together. To see, I'm guessing lots of you use Facebook groups primarily for product education and team building and business building, like our team does. Like Amanda's group looks nothing like mine, and it's wildly successful. And so I think like you guys just walking into your own truth of what works well for you and building your business and communicating with your team is so crazy awesome to see, like her doing it in her own style. It's so empowering, and I think it's empowering for people to see us together, like, okay, she's growing in a different way, I have another diamond under me, she's growing in a different way, and it's just really freeing for our businesses. On our team, we talk a lot about vision casting and dream calls, and what I want you guys to do today is like just understand and embrace the concept that vision casting is so much more than an event or a talk you have with someone. You are literally casting a vision right now. Like, how are you casting this vision of Silver Retreat for your current team? Maybe it's your new members that just enrolled that don't even really know about the business side of Young Living. Or maybe it's someone that you've really been planting seeds with on your team that you're hoping says yes and jumps into sharing. Or maybe it's someone that hasn't even enrolled yet, like it was with Amanda and I, and she was kind of watching me walk into that. how are you casting the vision of Silver Retreat? You guys are on an awesome, such a blessing to be on this trip. The way that we're being spoiled and appreciated by our amazing company is out of this world. Are you letting people know about that? And I think so much of that is in like what you want out of this business. I can remember, I was like binge watching everything. I went into a mentorship class that my sponsor Roller was doing, and I watched like every video probably that was ever on YouTube. Like my mouth was hanging open. She sent me the 4-year career, and I was like, what are you talking about? That is not real. Like, what are you talking about? And like taking that all in, and just, she was constantly casting a vision for me. Even before I said yes, she was consciously doing it sometimes and sending me things and planting seeds. And then unconsciously, like I just watched her live her life. And she had told me like, write down, when I got started, write down like 5 to 10 words of what you want your business to be. And I still go back to that list, and on that list was fun and travel and friends. And if you go watch my Instagram stories right now, it's fun and it's travel and it's friends. And people are watching that. Your social media is working for you right now. How have you shared this trip with your team? How have you shared this trip with other people who are outside of your team that are one day going to be on it? We should be making use of those platforms to really just cast a vision. Everything that we're doing in just living our life and sharing our story is casting a vision. It's constant. It's every day.
Yep. And I've heard people say before, well, everyone I know lives in my zip code, so I don't need to be online. But those people that live with you in your zip code, probably not all of them are here right now, right? And so that's again where it's like, it's working for you while you're not there, feet on the ground, while your feet are somewhere else. You're able to cast that vision for people. I had a friend, she's here right now, watching me for a year do this business, just creeping, kind of like I was, like, what? Have you lost your mind? And she's a gold on my team now. Like, there are people, the internet was doing the work for me. While I was off doing other work, online was showing people what was happening. And it's irreplaceable. It's irreplaceable. So next up we want to talk about dream calls. This is very similar. Vision casting is just you in your day-to-day, everything that you're doing, what are you presenting, what are you sharing with your audience, whoever that is. Dream calls is something our team specifically talks about, which is what Danielle did for me and what Casey did for Danielle, where you reach out specifically to that person. We all have that person. And I think all of you here, even at silver and above, you still have those people. Danielle and I were talking at Crown and Diamond, we still have people that are on that list. Some of them have told us no already multiple times. Some of them I was too chicken to talk to before. There are people on that list that I want to get in touch with, I want to talk to, I want to send some goodies in the mail, I want to be generous, I want to either inspire them to join and what this business could be, or remind them of their pain and say, girl or dude, this could change that. This is an avenue to turn some of that stuff around. I heard when we were at convention, I was talking to one of the Royal Crown Diamonds, and she was saying people are going to join the business out of inspiration or desperation. So figure out which one they are, and then lean into it and show them. Inspire them, show them the fun and the travel and the friends, or remind them of the conversation you guys shared when you couldn't get food and diapers at the grocery store at the same time because it was $13 in the checking account. I know that's not everybody's story, but it was mine, and it's other people's on my team that I went to and said, listen, it can be different. You love these products, don't be scared of the MLM, you know? So who's on your dream call list? If you don't have those people written down, write their names down. I cannot stress this enough. Write it down. Do not keep a mental list. Even what Danielle was talking about, what do you want your business to be? Write it down. Write down everything. I had Post-it notes on mirrors and in my closet and pictures of places I wanted to go and conversations with my husband where we sat down and wrote out what are the big scary things that we've been shoving deep down. Pretending that dream wasn't there, pretending that's not what we wanted. Let's actually bring it out and let's put it on paper And you guys, that's why I show up every single day for this business, and I show up every single day for my team, because I want to get there, and I want now all of them to get there too. I don't know, I'm kind of stealing one of her things she was going to say.
I was just going to say that it was like super wild. You can go to the next. I'll actually read this first. You are the one thing that no one else has. Your voice, your mind, your story, your vision, your heart. It's only you. We can start right now living a better story. There will always be room for more good. None of us will ever fully arrive. And just like Amanda was saying, it doesn't mean when you reach a certain rank that you're like, all right, I did it. I mean, you have that accomplishment and that joy that you and your team have run this race together and done well. But at the same point, I'm like, we're just getting started. Like, that list should be going constantly. And, you know, I like to look at the list, and there always should be like those couple people that are like really highlighted and stars around their name, and you start to feel like you might throw up, or your heart starts beating really fast when you think about them doing this business with you. Those are your dream call people. Throw it out there to them. I think in walking this journey, like, there was nothing like, I mean, it was so surreal just walking the stage as a diamond at convention. It was like such a culmination of so many things, but there was nothing in the world that compared to watching Amanda and her husband Andy walk. Like, it was so surreal because I started to watch her walk into her truth of who she was called to be, and that is this business. Like, everything makes perfect sense in that moment when you see that happening, and it just drives me even more to want it more as I start to see more and more people walking into freedom and what that looks like for them and their families and their teams.
I personally, me, Amanda, Gregory, and my husband and our 4 kids, we do not need more money. But I have people on my team that are scraping by like we once were. And I have some of those things that I've written down are causes that I'm really, really passionate about, that we were like eking out $20 that maybe we shouldn't have because, I don't know, we needed food and diapers, where it was like the tiny little bits that we can give, and writing down, adding lots of zeros, guys, and saying, this is what I'm gonna give this month. This is what I'm gonna be giving in a year. This is, we say this all the time on our team, but like, the world needs more good people that have money. Amen. We're gonna change the world. It's not for just our families. We're gonna be able to take these dollar signs and make changes happen. And that, again, is why I show up every day. It's not for a title. It's not for, though I am a goal-oriented person and I want to hit the next rank and I want to keep going, what drives me is the people that are around me. And one of the things that in sharing and in starting our businesses, I think that can really be holding us back. And I'm reading this slide again. I don't know if it's still up. Does it take it much? I can't really see. Oh, there it is. That you are the one thing no one else has. This goes back again to who are you? And embracing that and walking that out confidently. And when we talk about that, oh, being a confident person, that doesn't mean that you're like the boisterous dance party, like, hey guys, I'm so confident. If that's not your personality, then don't do that. But you get to be you, and you get to do that confidently, and don't shy away. You have strengths inside of you that other people are going to be drawn to. I'm going to say it again. You have a story, and your story matters, and it's going to draw people to you when you get bold enough to share it and just walk in it. When we're, again, on this slide, I'm just kind of going through it, about living a better story. Well, Danielle was saying to me, like, we have the ability to raise the ceiling. This was something we talked about. But we have to do it ourselves. So she wanted it for me. She was vision casting. She dream called me. But she could not come and raise my own ceiling. I had to decide that I was going to jump in and I was going to do the work. Something I said to her last night, I was like, the ceiling is heavy, but it is not stationary. We can do it, but it's hard, and I think people, sometimes we can jump in and think this is gonna be super simple. I think there's a lot of things we have to push through and work through, but we're capable of raising the ceiling. Are we continuing to do that, or are we speaking limiting beliefs over ourselves, over our business, over our life? Do you want to talk about positive pants?
Yeah. I always want to talk about positive pants. Put your positive pants on every day to change your business. I mean, there's so much to say in that. Like, you're the only one setting limitations for yourself. Who says you can't? Who says you can't hit silver in 1 month? Who hit silver in 1 month? You guys are crazy. Who says you can't? What, like, who says you're not walking the stage at convention this coming year? So we need to just like break free of that mentality that there is a limit over us, and kind of just walk forward in confidence. I think one tip that's really helped me in terms of social media in confidence is letting people hear my voice. And we're gonna get, as our time is ticking, we'll move down to social media storytelling tips next. But we both have largely grown through Instagram and sharing online. And almost always on Instagram, you're DMing with someone. And I almost always say, hey, add me as a friend on Facebook so I can send you a voice message. When someone can hear my voice and I can talk to them, whether we get in a Zoom call or we're Facebook messaging back and forth or I get their phone number, they can hear the confidence in my voice. That this isn't just for me, that I believe in this for them too. And if you can convey that to someone, it's sort of magical. Because something that I've seen so much is people coming into this business and not feeling worthy and not feeling like this is for them too. Anyone can do this business. You just have to want it bad enough, and it's that belief and that consistency. And when we can speak that over someone, it is like my favorite part of this business, is telling people, yeah, that's absolutely possible, and then watching them do it and being like, hey, you told me I could do that. I was like, I know, you could have done that all along. So just doing that and speaking life over to your teams is so freeing and empowering for them and for you.
Yes. Okay, so we've kind of talked about a little bit our story, a little bit of personal growth, making lists, stuff we can do, but we're gonna just go through some really practical social media tips. Like, if you have an Instagram or you're on Facebook, we're just gonna bullet point some really, practical stuff.
Okay, so first of all, social media is a free platform that has been given to us all to use. I don't care if your mom is the only person that follows you or you have 80 million followers, you should be using it. Because you just never know what could happen. I have so many stories of like, I have no idea how that person found me or where they came from social media. Use that platform. Like Amanda was mentioning earlier, I have a great community where I live, but sometimes in our busy lives, those people in our everyday communities, in your kids' schools, your church, whatever you're a part of locally, the place they see you the most is online. It literally is planting the seed for you. I can walk into somewhere and be like, hey, I saw you share about that thing, and I didn't even have to bring it up. The internet worked it for me. Someone right now is looking at a post you shared on Instagram or a story you told on Facebook, and it's working for you. To not make use of it is crazy. So if you're not, bring that into your business because you just never know. And like we were saying before, it's a quick, you don't have to spend a ton of time there. Write it out, share about it. My red comes out and your private account is not working for you. Make it public. If you want to grow your business online, you gotta have a public account. So I know some people choose to share some things privately. You could have that, but you are your brand. You want to continually be connecting with people. This is network marketing, so we got to do that. We got to network. Don't close doors, open them. Think before you post. Everything that you say can determine who's going to want to sign up with you. People can buy oils from anyone. What's going to make them want to buy them from you? And I think you have to be really careful to not cut off our market in the way that we carry ourselves online. Show your face. If you have a cat profile picture, you should change it to your face because people want to see your face. There's power in the delete button. If you make a mistake in one of your groups, if you say something you shouldn't have, if you feel like, oh, I guess it didn't come across the way that I want it to, delete it. Get it off your feed. Untag when needed. We've all been tagged in the horrible picture of ourselves. Take it off. You don't have to keep it on your Facebook feed. I want when someone goes to my Facebook right now to scroll through and see little bits and pieces of who I am. That is our 90-10 rule, as our team teaches. 90% of the time, I am sharing about me, who I am, my family, my children, my faith, my home, things I love, what I'm doing. 10% of the time, I bring in Young Living. I want that to be a little piece of who I am because it is. And I think when that is integrated in, it changes everything versus them scrolling through a feed and seeing starter kit, or whatever it is. We both kind of laughed about hashtags because we're not stellar at using them.
We're terrible.
But I did enroll my very first diamond. Her name is Christy Rose, probably some of you know her. And she clicked on a Young Living hashtag. I was an executive and she said, hey, I want to do this business. I clicked on a Young Living hashtag. I was like, okay. What do you know? She was my very first diamond. I have someone living in my house who's a silver and one of my dearest friends who clicked on a Young Living hashtag and enrolled with me. So you just literally never know. Think of like-minded hashtags that you can use that can pull in people who, maybe it's not direct essential oils hashtags, but it's people who will have a like-minded view, and you're gonna pull in a whole new group of people.
Yes, like I'm not gonna hashtag bodybuilding, but somebody could. Maybe use their oils that way, right? But I'm gonna hashtag baby wearing. That's not essential oils related, but I love to wear my babies, and I'm gonna get some of those people coming over, right? Okay, don't be MLM-ish. I don't know if this needs explaining. I think we all know. Kind of what Danielle said. Don't disappear from your feed. Are you still there? Are your kids still there? Are you still going on dates with your husband? Let that be there. And every once in a while, your oils are coming through too. People first, oils later. Danielle was a shining example of this. I knew I came first, and oils were second. Make sure your people know that. Let's be walking and acting that way and just loving on our people and caring about our people more than our business. And yeah, that our relationships are obviously not contingent on that. Okay, use your draft section. Here's a little bit, again, we're gonna get very, very practical, nitpicky, or not nitpicky, but practical detailed here. If you already know what this is, great. But if you don't know about your draft section on Instagram, when you open Instagram and you click the plus sign to add a photo, you're gonna click next and you're gonna edit it and change anything else, sharpen it maybe a little bit, brighten it a little bit. You're gonna click next and then you're gonna add a caption and then you're gonna back out of that photo, back, and it's gonna say save draft or discard. And you're gonna click save draft. The reason that I do this is because I have 4 kids that I'm home with all day long, and sometimes when I wanna post, people are pooping their pants. And so I, at night, in the vein of creating content, my life is not always conducive for creating content right in the moment that I need it. So I would sit down at night after the kids were in bed, and I would write, I would caption stuff, I would tell the stories, I would talk about the oils I was using, I would talk about what I was diffusing, I would use those photos, and I would back out and save drafts, and at any given time, you can look at my phone, and I've got 20 to 40 drafts of stuff ready to be posted, ready to go. And I will wait until I'm actually diffusing that thing, or I'm actually, and sometimes I am still taking pictures in the moment, and just posting it right then. But having that content created, if your life is feeling crazy, create it ahead of time. Utilize that drafts folder. That was huge for me. Oh, I need to click the next one. Okay. Nope. I need to go. Okay. Write in your own voice. People will know if you copy pasted. That's all I have to say about that. Let's be compliant, okay? Talk about our oils, telling the stories, but also being compliant. Create Me Too moments with those stories. That's what Danielle was doing, okay? She was talking about postpartum and talking about the emotional support and sending me Tranquil and White Angelica. So create those moments for people in your storytelling. Show up and bring something. Oh, was this on the list already? Yes, we're saying it again. Create the content. Show up and bring something to your audience. Show up and bring something to your team. Show up and bring something to the person who brought you into this journey. And now you're a silver. You have something to offer to your uplines team. You're a silver. I didn't hit silver and then pull out of Danielle's group and say, okay, now I'm gonna do my own thing and like, thanks for everything. I said, hey, how can I help? What do your people need? What do you want me to bring? Show up and bring something. There's so many places we can do that. Intentionally connecting with others, using our time wisely. Again, we're not just scrolling and scrolling mindlessly on the internet. That is not working for you. And then Instagram photos and stories. So we talked about photos, we talked about drafts. Stories is another way that you can be sharing on your Instagram and on Facebook now. It is there. And we were laughing last night that this talk is going to be totally outdated in like 6 months because the internet is always changing and stories didn't exist when we started our business, but it's become a huge part of it. Go live, you guys. You want to talk about showing your face? Live videos changed my business. Absolutely changed it because they can hear my voice and see my face and see me eat food out of my stuff. So, I maybe created a Me Too moment for some of those people. Utilize your stories. Okay, Danielle is going to talk about photo editing tips.
Yes,
so take some more notes.
We're going to go through this super fast. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay, wipe your screen is my number one tip. I mean, I see so many people who don't wipe the screen. Give it a little swipe. Right, like this.
It's oily, right, guys?
It's oil. It has literal oils on it, so you have to wipe it off. It'll make your photo much clean and crisper. We use natural lighting always. I don't ever take pictures that I am sharing on my feed in lamp light. I always am using natural light. We have times where we style photos like Amanda was saying, and I also have times where I just, it doesn't mean your house is like completely neat all the time. You just shove the stuff over on the counter and you get that little square in. So that's not fake. The rest of your house can be a disaster, and you can find a pretty little corner. That's all you need to take a picture. Pick a style and stick to it. In just a second, we're going to show you our oils feeds and a couple of our team's oils feeds that are very different, but they're all cohesive. Our favorite photo editing apps are Lightroom presets. Lightroom's a free app you can download, and there's all sorts of Lightroom presets that are shared on Instagram nowadays. You can download them, and you're literally just copying the preset on the Lightroom photo onto your photo, and it's magic. Visco, that's kind of our jam. We're original Visco girls. We love A4. That's all I gotta say about that. Pick, Tap, Go is awesome too. There's so many apps out there. Choose your style. Do you want it to be bright and fun and colorful, vibrant? Do you want it saturated? Do you want it more muted? Like, pick what speaks to you and what you like and feels true to you.
So here we go, let's show you a couple feeds.
Oh, and if you're in the audience and on our team,
and you see your feed on the screen,
just stand up and give
a
little
and let us give you a clap. So the first one, I think it's showing first on the, I can't see. Yeah, so is Danielle's. Second, you can see mine. I obviously enjoy the browns and muted desert colors, the dress I chose for today. We've got my girl Laura, who is here right now and probably won't stand up. There she is! She's got a very like faded look here, but still colorful, bohemian. Love it. Next we've got
Bria, also known as Beyonce. She's like a perfect mix of like Barefoot Contessa and Anthropology mixed together in perfection. That's that. I got Franny. You'll see she kind of crops her photos out. They're more bright and colorful, and instead of filling that whole full square, she likes that white look, which you can crop your photo down.
Woo-hoo! Yes. And then my girl Tay, who is not here right now, but she also very bright, always natural lighting, and she's chosen, you'll see, to add some quotes, some text, images sprinkled throughout her feed. You're gonna see that every 3 to 5 to 7 posts. That's a consistent piece of her feed that she's gonna be sharing those things that are speaking to her in that way. So we just want to give you a couple of examples, and then to close is this. You're living your story. We're talking about online, but what we're really sharing there is just us, right? And this business has changed so much for me, and I wouldn't have ever done it if I hadn't met this lovely lady on the internet. And
yeah, I'm just gonna play this message real quick, and then I'm gonna get off the stage because I know we're out of time. A year ago, Amanda sent me this message, and I wanted to share it with you guys. This is a cry box. We saved the monumental ones. Here it is.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead on the floor. I'm dead on the floor. I'm so excited right now. Like, this is crazy town. I don't know, what did you do to me? What have you done? You've created a dreaming and believing monster. Like, when did this start happening?